Pierre.
Thank you very much, Paolo. Thank you, Pascal. First, I need to apologize for my strange voice, but I have a stubborn cold, so I count on your understanding. I'll be briefly addressing the three topics, macroeconomic developments first, by confirming that the ESM shares the analysis of the Commission that was just described, mainly with two things: that the euro area economy has shown resilience and that inflation is coming down. What I underlined, nevertheless, is that the euro area remains quite fragile. Markets still see a 50% chance for this year to have two consecutive quarters with a negative rate, albeit at a very low negative rate. And the conflict in the Middle East adds to these uncertainties and is especially has a risk to have an impact on energy prices. So we need to remain vigilant, and as ESM we think that two things are key here. We need to make sure that the fiscal policies remain measured and do not boost inflationary pressures on the one hand. And the second thing is that an agreement on the future fiscal framework is of the essence before the end of the year, because if this would not be the case, it would definitely increase financial instability. Second point on the euro area competitiveness, I would like to really congratulate the Commission on the excellent study that was presented and that gave birth to a very interesting discussion. The first lesson we learned in the past crisis is that the key not only to have a good standard of living and growth of GDP, the key of competitiveness is that it prevents financial instabilities. So it's not only important to to take measures to reduce expenditures, also important to have qualitative growth. We highlighted as ESM one topic that maybe deserves continuous and more attention in the future. That's aging society in Europe. Aging society means that the productivity of the countries go down, and also implies that innovation will be less. So what we need to counter that is obviously high public investment in the dual transition that we know, but also make sure that we crowd in private investors. And in order to do that, we definitely need a capital markets union, which was a topic that was coming up today in many of the points that we discussed. Last but not least, I'm going to say a few words on the banking union update, where we had a presentation by the chair of the single supervisory mechanism, Andrea Enria, whom I congratulated, like many others, for his stint of 5 years at the head of the SSM. And I think everybody concurred that when he will leave, the SSM will be a quite remarkable achievement. We also had the presentation of the Single Resolution Board on the banking sector by Dominique Labourex. He explained to us that by the end of the year, the national contributions as were set will be completed, and that was the time that we had given ourselves to also ensure the common backstop that is the responsibility of the ESM. This year has offered excellent example to show that there is a risk of instability at some times that are unexpected, and that the issue of liquidity, for example, is of the utmost importance. So therefore, it is really key that by the end of the year, all countries will have ratified the amended treaty of the ESM, so that the common backstop can enter into force at the beginning of next year. The backstop discussion first was mentioned roughly 10 years ago in the Eurogroup. And I remember those discussions because I was a finance minister right then, and the goal was to have the backstop eventually more early than 2024, to have it already enacted in 2022. So now is really the time where we need to deliver and make sure that in these uncertain times and times of volatility, we have this additional layer of protection. It would be unfortunate to miss this opportunity.